Hello everyone and welcome back to X4. So, in the last episode we bought this little ship and today I would like to take it out for a spin. So, let's just undock and yeah, at the very end of the episode I took the liberty and accepted a mission, which is right here. As it happens, it is a mine disposal mission once again, so let's just fly there and take care of this real quick. And in between episodes, I did progress with the timeline missions as well, and I did reach the point where I can actually unlock a new sector in the game. And as it happens, that new sector is right next to our current location, Organ Prime. So after we are done with this mission, we are going to go ahead and take a look at that place. Let me just, we can stop right around here. Don't want to get too close because this is a mine disposal mission, so we need to be careful how we approach this. As soon as we start identifying the targets, we can stop. And that about does it. Okay, let's take care of these guys real quick.
Thanks for your help.
You're welcome. So, I believe the new sector is behind that gate, I believe. So let's take a look, and yes. Okay.
Jump gate, unknown sector.
Previously, this jump gate was inactive. Now it is active. So, let's go ahead and fly through. Let me just make sure we are approaching it correctly, and this should do it. Okay then, and our miners are hard at work as usual. Very good. We will need a lot of money before we can start building stations. So, let's just go ahead and do this, and we should be in the new system.
Entering system. Atikva's Faith.
Welcome to Atikva's Fate. Alright. This one will... yeah, there we go. I did a small research about this system. It is basically completely empty, but it does lead to another system. Yeah, there is a small opportunity for some mining. It does look rather alright. But I do believe the next one is going to be even better. But there's a small problem. If I got it correctly, there is a... you know what? Might as well just show you.
Entering system. Nobilius Memorial.
Oh, so the problem is these. We have a bunch of Xenon destroyers and frigates in the area. They are aggressive, but I don't think they will come out of here. And I do believe these are the only Xenon ships in the area. And now the thing is that I do believe over time the Organs will try to destroy these ships, but I am not very hopeful that they are going to be successful. So tell you what, this is going to be a very good place for us to settle down eventually. Obviously it is not very safe right now. So tell you what, I think I will leave the Organs to try to deal with these guys, and in the meantime we are going to do other stuff. And that other stuff is going to be, I would like to go back to Black Hole Sun 4, our starting system. So I will start a guiding systems to this superhighway. And you know what? I will enable autopilot and let's get going. So the reason I want to go here is because once we fly through this superhighway and we enter this subsystem of, subsector of this system, that place will have a jump gate that will lead to a relatively decent place for us to settle down. And well, that place should have a lot of different stations that we can trade with. We should also have a very decent source of resources too, mainly the basic resources of ore and silicon. But you know what, that is all we really need at the start anyway, so that's going to be fine. So yeah, tell you what, as I've said, I will leave the organ to try to deal with these Xenon ships, and I will go ahead and move myself to Black Hole Sun.
Entering system.
Oh, we have a new message. Now I suspect I should know what this one says. Yes, this is the message that says that the Organ Federation will try to clear out those Xenon, but they will not try to claim that system, which is very generous of them. But as I've said, I am not very hopeful that they are going to be successful, so yeah, let's just leave them to it. If they are not able to clear them out, I suppose they should be able to at least thin the numbers, and once we are a little bit more established, we should be able to swoop in and clean up the rest of them. Anyways, let's just go ahead and carry on.
Entering system. Entering Black Hole Sun 5.
Okay then, we are in the target system, but we still need to find the jump gate that we need to fly through, and I believe that is going to be it. Right here. Okay then, I do believe this one will lead us into that system, and the thing is that the system in question is going to have 3 subsystems. Also, what kind of mission is this? Destroy mines, 50,000. You know what? It's fine. We have done these kinds of missions a lot recently, so I think it's going to be fine. So anyways, we will fly through this ring, and this should take us to where we need to go.
Entering system. Grand Exchange.
Welcome to Grand Exchange. Now this is going to be a pretty big system. As I've said, it has 3 subsectors. This is Grand Exchange 3. I believe Grand Exchange 4 is here and Grand Exchange 1 is here. Don't ask me about the numbering system. I have no idea why we have 1, 3 and 4 and there is no 2. I don't really care. So anyways, what I had in mind is that maybe I will buy a new ship. And tell you what, yeah, let's just take care of it. I want to have a small exploration vessel. And I think an Elite Vanguard is going to be perfectly fine. I just want to have a extremely basic ship for this. So the cheapest engine, the cheapest thrusters, a Mark 1 shield, the absolute minimum of software and a single pilot. That's it. 193,000. We are going to be able to afford this. In fact, if we really wanted to, we could buy 3 of them, but you know what? A single one will do. There we go. Now, once this one is built, I will tell them to start exploring these systems. The problem is that the game's default exploration behavior is extremely bad, to say the least. And if you want to have a proper exploration behavior, you will want to have a mod for that. But for now, I think what I will do is, there we go, there you are. By the way, what kind of pilot did we get? Not too bad. Yeah, 1.5 stars. Okay. Anyways, what I will do, we could tell him to explore the system like this, but that's not what we are going to do, because as I've said, the exploration behavior is extremely bad. What we are going to do instead is basically queue up lie and wait commands around the system and basically create a small exploration pattern like this. I think that's going to be fine. Yeah, this will do. So basically we'll start at the outer edge of the system and work our way in. Now, there is a thing about the way these systems work. If we get to the edge of the system, it will expand the visibility of the system, but eventually it will shrink back down. So basically we can explore as far as we want outside the boundary of the system, but the game only really considers this as the play area of the system. Anyways, what I will do next is make a small sensor sweep. There we go. Oh yeah, by the way, it has been brought to my attention that scanning actually does a 360-degree arc around the ship. So as you can see, I only scanned forward, but it did scan behind us as well. In my defense, the game represents this scan. Let me just show you. We scan, and it only draws a forward-facing sensor sweep. So I always assume that we are only doing a sensor sweep going forward. So yeah, that is the reason why I always did that little circular pattern before. Anyways, we have a station here, but you know what? I will leave the exploration up to the vanguard, sorry, the elite. What I will do next is
Taladi trading station.
This Taladi trading station, I think I will try to find some sensor leaks on it. I don't think I have done sensor leaks before. So what we need to do is look for a small indicator of a waveform under the main crosshair at the center of the screen. In scanning mode, by the way. We are in scanning mode right now. Shift 2. But so far I don't see any. Do we get sensor leaks on these trading stations, by the way? I wonder. I am mostly interested in unlocking a black market here, by the way. Now the thing is that the first mission sensor, not sensor leak, but the first leak that we will discover will lead to the mission that will unlock the player HQ. I will do that at some point, but not right now. I am mostly interested in unlocking a black market here, and well, on this trading station would make sense because this is a very well defended station. It should stand for a very, very long time. But I don't see any sensor leaks, unfortunately. Okay, I suppose that means that we don't need to worry about this. Do we have a defense station maybe? No. Let me take a look at this silicon refinery in that case.
Refinery.
So, as I said, the first leak that we will find very likely will lead to the player HQ mission. I might do that in this episode or maybe the next one, but not right now. I am not really in a hurry to do that mission. Anyways, let's get into scanning mode, and as I said, we are looking for a small waveform. Ah, there it is. Right on the wing of the ship. So let me just turn around and let's look for it again. And there it is. Okay, let's stop. Now, as we move around, you might be able to tell that once in this case, the right side has a more pronounced waveform than on the left, that means that we need to turn to the right. Once it is relatively centered, like this, then we can turn, which means that I think we need to go up a little bit. So I think this sensor leak, sorry, not sensor, but leak, yeah, there it is. It is right on top of that shield generator. Okay, and it appears to be a mission leak, so let's go ahead and scan it. Yeah, this is going to be the mission for the player HQ.
If you are receiving this transmission, my plan is working. Now, I just need to dial in the heretic's end coordinates and... Oh, I must go now. My captors will soon return and there is so much more to prepare.
Right. Now, the thing about this mission is that in older versions of the game, this mission was a lot more involved and it was a lot more interesting. Basically, you had to work for the player HQ. Now it is basically handed to you, and I am not really a fan of that. Obviously, I prefer that we don't have to do a lengthy mission for it, but still it doesn't really feel right that it is basically just handed to us. Anyways, let me scan this one. Yeah, that was just a commission. Anyways, what I am looking for now is another one of these mission leaks, so I can maybe get my hands on a black market here. Basically, I just want to have a relatively steady source of less than legal stuff. Anyways, we have a criminal too. We are basically zero with the Taladi in terms of reputation, so if we started hunting down criminals, that would help our case a little bit. So let's just make sure we are not shooting anything else. There we go. Please don't bug out. There we go. Seriously? 40 kilometers? Wow, okay. Okay, I'm not going to bother. Yeah, apparently that little bug with the civilian traffic is still not fixed. There was a patch in between the last episode and this one, but as you can see, it was not fixed. Anyways, let me keep looking for signal leaks. Ah, there it is. Not sensor, but signal leaks. That's the word. Okay, I don't think we have any more leaks on this station. Let's take a look at that one.
Are you interested in a job?
Unfortunately... Oh, wait. Hack turret control panel. Now, didn't we pick up... Yeah, just give me a second, please. Didn't we pick up security size slicer? Exactly. And this mission will give us 500,000. That is very, very tempting. You know what? Let's do it. So, open briefing. It will require a security slicer, and we have that. So, what we need to do is hack the turret control panel of the... which one? A Pyramid station. Right here. Okay. I think we can do that. Let's go for it. Accept.
I knew I could count on you.
And
Interrupted. New mission activated.
thank you. This might even help us mend fences with the Scale Plate Pact. Basically a pirate faction. Yeah, I wouldn't mind not... Yeah, thank you. I wouldn't mind not having the pirates harass us all the time. I don't think this will be enough for us to make a peace deal, but you know, we have to start somewhere.
Entering system. Black hole sun.
Anyways, how are we on the exploration, by the way? This guy. Yeah, he is started already. After that, once you are done, can you please fly to this sector next? Thank you. So, where do we need to go exactly? We need to fly to... Oh geez, that's a long way. Okay, it should be in Pious Mist 2. Yeah, it is the defense station. Okay, I think we should be okay. As far as I know, we shouldn't be discovered, so even though this is very, very illegal, I think we shouldn't be getting on the wrong side of the pyramid as far as I know. Yeah, I think we are going to be fine. Okay then, I will see you once we arrive, I guess.
Enemy spotted.
Entering system. Pious mists.
Okay then, we are on location. I will disable autopilot.
Disengage.
Let's just go ahead and dock. And let's see what happens. I believe it was, yeah, the turret control system is what we need to hack. Don't get too excited. It's not going to be very exciting. Might as well take care of this guy as well. Lovely. Ooh, that was a lot of stuff. Thank you.
Docking granted.
So let's dock and let's go to the security station.
Successfully docked.
Okay then. Thank you. So what we need to do is take the turbo lift to the security office. And we need to hack, let me see, this is the security control panel. This is the turret control panel. You're welcome. And this is the shield control panel, and this is the repair terminal. Hacking these terminals will disrupt these different parts of the station. For example, this will disable station repairs, this will disable the shield generators, this one will disable security vessels, and as you might have guessed, this will disable all turrets. So I do believe all we need to do is yeah, we need to hack this, and this should satisfy the mission. Yeah, there we go. We are 500,000 richer. Did it change our standing with the pirates?
Discoverer, Vanguard.
Not really. Let me just take a look. So, with the factions and relations, it was the... Let me see... Which one? The scale plate pack. It was... Yeah, I don't think it changed. It was -5 before as well. Oh well, it was worth a try. But at least we got the money. And... Let me just take a look. The... Holy Order... No. God Round of the Planet. Yeah, we are still +1. So they didn't really notice that we did this, so they are not mad at us. That's good news. Okay, let's just take a look at the state of our exploration efforts. Elite Vanguard. Yeah, it is very much underway. Now, you might have noticed before that, yes, here the map has been pushed out because the ship is basically exploring this edge of the map, but on this edge it was pushed out before, but now it has went back to the default size of the map. So even though we have explored outside the boundary of the system, it only really shows us what's relevant to us. By the way, can you please do this instead so we can discover this station? I would like to see what it is. Okay, after that it will move to the next system. Even, you know what? Instead of going through that system, let me just take off the last command, this one. Don't do that one, fly through that one. Because I believe this is the superhighway that will lead us to the to Grand Exchange 4, which is the system that I am mostly interested in. Anyways, let's just finish this system and we will take care of that next. Anyways, so far we have an ice refinery, a silicon refinery, and that's about it. Anyways, what is this station? That's a medical supply factory. Okay, fine. Well, since we are... You know what? No, I will not do the black marketeer here. What I will do is go back to Argon Prime and maybe we can do it either on the wharf or the shipyard. Those will be relatively permanent stations as well, so... Basically, if we find a black marketeer on one of those stations, we need to go back there relatively often anyway, so it should be a pretty good place for it.
Entering system. Entering system. Argon Prime.
Alrighty then, welcome back to Argon Prime. I will get off the superhighway right around here. And we will start scanning the Argon Wharf right here. Basically, I just want to find one of those signal leak missions, which should lead us to having a black marketeer on this station. It would be ideal, because as I've said, we'll come back to this station very, very often, so having it here would be kind of nice.
Mass transporter B.
Are you interested in the job?
We need to hack a security control panel. Once again, 500,000. Security decryption system. I think we have that one as well. You know what? I am very, very tempted to do this. But this will not give us what we need, so for now I will decline. We might come back to it later. Okay, I don't see any more signal leaks here. Let's try our luck, maybe at the big shipyard.
job.
Once again, not the kind of mission I'm looking for. We are looking for a mission that gives us a black marketeer as a reward.
Change your mind.
Okay then, let's keep looking.
Are you interested in a job?
I think we might be done with this place, unfortunately. Yeah, I didn't find what I was looking for. Well, let's take a look at this one. And by the way, what kind of missions do we have? Yeah, just the... Oh, wait. We could do this one. At the plasma conductor factory, we could hunt down criminal traffic. That would be a decent way of forming faction standing, I suppose. I will accept it, but I will not do it right now. I will do it later. Thankfully, I don't think it's time sensitive, so we don't need to worry about that at least.
Are you interested in a job?
That's it. This is what we are looking for. Access to unsanctioned trade offers. The problem is, it requires 2 decryption modules. Let me just check how many we have. Decryption modules, we have none. That's not great. It would be amazing if we could do this, but unfortunately, let me just check if can I make them? No, I cannot. This is all we can make, and none of it is what we are looking for. I don't suppose you
Can I help? Here you
have
go.
what we need. Yeah, I didn't expect it. Anyways, I will sell all the superfluous items that we don't need to carry around. Okay, obviously not going to get a lot of money for it, but might as well.
Good luck out there.
Thank you. Okay, so we cannot do this mission, unfortunately.
Vanguard.
Sir.
Thank you. By the way, how is the whatchamacallit going? Not this one, this one. Yeah, it is almost finished, I think. And so far, we only have a single refinery here. Would be a lot better. Anyways, let's keep looking for signal leaks.
Where's my broadcasting? Are you interested in a job?
Unfortunately, we can't even do this one because we have used the only security slicer we had. So, sorry, we cannot do this. There's the other one. We had another signal leak nearby, and that's just a commission. By the way, that little red signal leak, that is for commissions and discounts and things like that. And these sparkly ones, these are the ones that will give us missions, by the way, in case you were wondering. Is this still... No, that's different. Going to a different location.
Are you interested in a job?
I am, but not this one.
Illegal data on drone detected.
Well, that's not going to happen on this station either, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we have exhausted all the signal leaks. Yeah, I don't see any more. Okay then, this one is still well on its way. Let's take a look at this station next.
Chip factory.
Your space debris.
Okay, I think we have been scanned. Obviously we are full of illegal goods. So let me just quickly... Yeah, I lost the signal. You know what? It is not worth sticking around for. Yeah, I will leave. Okay, it will take a bit of time for them to calm down, so tell you what, let's not tempt fate, and I think I will just leave them and we will come back later. It's not really all that important that we take care of this now. Tell you what, we need to take care of the player HQ mission anyways, so let's do that. Where is this station, by the way, that we need to... It is in Attiqua's choice. Okay, I think... Yeah, let's just do the player HQ mission.
Autopilot engaged.
So, as I have said, this mission used to be a lot more involved than it is now. Basically, previously, that little boron that have contacted us, we had to rescue him and do some experiments for him that would actually lead to the player HQ teleporting into the universe. But now it is a little bit more streamlined. Basically, we are just going to go and fly into the system, it will appear, and we will have this station. Now, as I said, I do like it that it is not so much busy work, but I also don't like that it is basically just handed to us. Previously, we had to actually work for the player HQ. Now it is given to us without any question. It doesn't really feel right in terms of narrative, I think. So, yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this, but you know what? It's not the end of the world that it is so easy now. So anyways, all we need to do is fly to a system, it will appear, we will land, talk to the boron, and we are just going to have a new station at our disposal. Now, it is a station, but to make it really work, it will take a lot of money and effort, so I will get started on that today, but it might take a couple of episodes before it actually bears fruit. Anyways, I believe, yeah, we are in Heretic's End. This is where it will happen. So we need to fly to that location.
Empty space.
And once we get close, it should appear and we can land.
Attention! Denizens of Heretic's End. Please evacuate the designated area immediately.
What's going on? Sir, we are picking up an unusually high energy signature.
It seems like a Tauran.
Goodness me! It worked! I made the jump! Ha-ha! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! Excuse me, traveler. Did you hear the Alliance broadcast? I wonder, would you be interested in collaborating with one of the greatest scientific minds of our time? I am Bozo Tar. As far as I am aware, I am the only boron this side of the network schism. I am currently in the market for some personal assistance. Should you be interested, please do come for a face-to-face chat.
Don't mind if I do. So yeah, we talk to him. We will get this station as our personal HQ. It's going to be great, but as I said, it will take a lot of effort before it will become really usable. Anyways, let me quickly dock.
Docking granted.
Okay, let's go and talk to Bosso.
Welcome aboard the Mystery Installation. I do apologize for the mess. I only recently escaped my split captors. Can you believe they forced me to develop weapons? Anyway, I have not yet had sufficient opportunity to undertake much housekeeping. Best not to dwell on the past. All is well now. The installation seems vaguely to be of Terran origin, but it is certainly no run-of-the-mill station. It is equipped with uncommonly advanced research facilities. Frankly, I am rather longing to lose myself in the lab and focus wholly on science. This brings me to a business matter. I require someone to oversee the mundane aspects of base operations. I will be far too preoccupied with my important work. Might this be a suitable and rewarding use of your skills? No need to answer. Of course it is. I have transferred the station to you. I trust you will make good use of it. When you are not otherwise engaged, please do pop down to see me. I am sure there will be bits and bobs that you may be able to help me with regarding my research. When you are ready, of course, you have a new station to grapple with.
Yeah, I don't think it really makes sense in terms of narrative that it appeared out of nowhere. We just happened to be here and now we have a station, so it feels a little bit contrived. But anyways, we have a station now. Let me just quickly take care of it. There we go. So let's go and talk to him.
This installation is equipped for habitation of all races, and this room seems to be some sort of research area. I expect I could spend years poring over the data contained in these systems. Hello there! Yes, I have already made some progress. There appears to be several things we can research at this facility. Please take a look. As you can see, there is much to do. I personally find mention of this teleportation irresistible, but I leave it up to you to decide what we research first. Please note that these research items have certain requirements.
Okay, so we could go for teleportation right away, but I think it would make more sense to unlock these module hack researches. This will allow us to get our hands on station module blueprints in less than legal ways. But if we do it correctly, we shouldn't get into too much trouble. So anyways, I think I will go for storage module hacks first.
Blueprints by scanning leaks on certain modules.
Thank you. Start research.
If you could, please gather the required materials.
Now, the problem is, to do this research, we will need to have certain items on the station, and currently this station has no storage modules, so we cannot store all these items. What we need to do is first zoom the map here, and what we need to do is build a storage module on this. Thankfully, the scenario that we have started with gives us access to at least a couple of station modules, and one of them is a small container storage, I believe. Let's take a look. So this is the station, and yes, we can make a container storage module.
I would award you imaginary star points for attaching it to the structure, but you are, of course, free to express your artistic virtuosity.
Thank you. So, as I said, we can build this. It's not going to be a lot of storage, but it's going to be enough for this research at least.
Once you are satisfied with the placement, confirm your changes. Now, allocate sufficient credits to the construction site. I recommend accepting the estimated construction budget.
Yeah, that's going to be alright. It is only 175,000, not a lot of money, considering our current budget, so let's go for it.
Lastly, we need to hire a builder.
Now, I don't suppose we have any builders nearby. Yeah, we don't. We have no builders in sensor range. Not even here. Oh, yeah, by the way, the ship managed to get into Grand Exchange for now. I will take care of that in a second. I suppose we might be able to find a builder maybe in Hatekwa's Choice or Argon Prime. Argon Prime definitely. Maybe we get lucky here as well. So yeah, tell you what. We have started the construction already. We have the money. Do we get any incoming resources already? Not yet. Okay, I will increase the amount of money just in case. Confirm. And there we go. We have the first shipment already coming in. There is... where is it? Yeah, there it is. There is a small drop-off point for all these resources. Basically, different ships from around the universe will come in. They will drop off their goods here. The station will pay from that construction budget. And once we have everything, we can build the new module, but for that we need a construction ship. So, tell you what.
Discoverer, Vanguard.
I will hop onto back onto our ship, undock, go back to civilization, and let's try to hunt down one of those ships. I believe it is not that gate, but I believe it's that gate, right? I think so. Let's just take a look. Yeah, this is the gate we need to go back through, and we might find a builder here too, but I am not holding my breath. Anyways, while we are going back to civilization, let me just make sure we are actually flying through the correct gate. Travel mode, and let's take a look at the Explorer. So, you. Stop doing this. Remove all orders and assignments, and can you please just go ahead and do the usual pattern around the system. Okay, this will do. Alrighty then. So, let's see if we can hunt down a construction ship. Oh, stop. Okay. There was a Paranid constructor right at the gate. Let's go fly back. There you are.
System, Heretics End.
Very lucky. Can you please work on our Heretics End HQ? That was 50,000, but thankfully that is a one-time fee. They will accept the fee, go to the station, build once we have all the resources, and then they will leave. Eventually, we are going to have our own personal, construction ship, so that's going to be great, but obviously not right now. Anyways, we still need to have a manager for this station. It's not really important, but you know what, might as well take care of it, so this little mission is taken care of. So what we can do is take a look at our personnel. I want to look at the manager skills of these guys. This guy would be a decent starting manager, but you know what? Managers gain skill relatively quickly. So basically we could give it to the absolute worst of these guys, and even they will eventually get up to speed. So tell you what, let's just give it to Brock. So work somewhere else for me, and can you please work as a manager on this station? Thank you very much. Now, obviously that also means that this drill lost a service crew. Anyways, I will leave these guys to it. They should have all the money they need, so they will take care of that, and once it's finished, we will take care of the rest. Okay then, now we do have almost 1.5 million already. I think that is going to be enough to at least get started on building a station. Now, we still cannot hack modules for stations, so tell you what I'm going to do is, wait. What is that signal over there? Oh, that's a data vault. That's fine. I'm not really interested right now. So, what I will do is go back to the organ representative and I will buy the station module that I want. So, start guidance to object, enable autopilot, and I would like to buy a silicon refinery and set up a silicon refinery right here in Grand Exchange 4, because as it happens, this system, there we go, this system has a lot of resources, and as far as I know, it should have a relatively decent replenishment rate for these resources. So if you build a station here, we can mine this sector relatively heavily, and it will be able to replenish its resources. So yeah, tell you what, I will quickly fly to the faction representative. I will buy a silicon refinery, and if we can afford it, I will buy it and I will start building the station.
Entering system. Patikva's choice.
The potential problem is that the silicon refinery might be too expensive for us. I do believe that we can buy the ore refinery, that should be a couple of 100,000, but the silicon refinery might be a couple of millions. So I guess we will see in a second.
Entering system. Target.
So let's go ahead and fly to the shipyard. By the way, can I quickly get another service crew? He should be, yeah, he is cheap enough. Can you please work in this one, I believe? No? What about this one? No. There we go, service crew. Please work on this ship. I just want to have the full roster. Thank you. So let's go ahead and talk to the faction representative, and fingers crossed that we can afford the station module.
It's good to see you, friend.
So I would like to buy a blueprint. Modules, where is it? Production. And I would like to have silicon wafer production. That's it. 500,000. We can afford it. Lovely. And let me just take a look. Ore refinery, maybe. Refined metal production. 200,000 only, but you know what? I think silicon will do. Yeah. Let's go for it. Don't get too carried away. Also, I am tempted to buy some of these connector modules as well. But you know what? It can wait. Confirm.
Good luck out there.
Thank you. So, tell you what. I think we had plenty of time lapses in this episode. So what I will do is maybe get started on planning the station. So let's take a look. Where should we build the station? Before I buy the plot, I think what I will do is maybe do a couple of sensor sweeps just to be on the safe side. Yeah, let's start guidance to this position and let's fly there.
Entering system. Silent witness.
There appears to be a little bit of a kerfuffle happening here. What's going on? Is that pirates? No, that's a Paranid. Interesting. Anyways, I am not involved. I have no quarrel with either side, so that's fine. Oh, right. And we are here. So, let me quickly make a small sensor sweep in the area. So we have no more stations on this end. Okay. Let's take a look at that corner next. Right now I am not really interested in logboxes. I am mostly interested in scanning this part. By the way, how is the exploration going? Yeah, it is still very much underway. Okay, we do have a couple of stuff nearby, but that's about it. Yeah, I am quite surprised that we don't really have any refineries in this sector. Let me just take a look. Is that a refinery?
Whole part factory.
No, that's a whole parts factory. Okay, what about this one? That one doesn't look like a silicon refinery or even an ore refinery. So we really don't have any refineries in this sector. That's interesting. Well, that is actually good news for me. Okay, I will quickly make a sensor sweep in this end. So we have scanned here and here. Let's take care of this one and we should have a pretty good idea of all the stations in this sector. So we should be in sensor range in a second. That's a Claytronics factory. Okay, so a quick sweep there. And it doesn't appear to be any more stations here. Great. Okay, now where do we want to build the station? I think near this jump gate would make sense. So we would have relatively decent access to the rest of the Grand Exchange and also 18 billion. That would make sense. So let me buy a plot of land. Manage plots. For now I will go for you know what, a 1 by 1 by 1 should be enough. But technically it's a 2 by 2 by 2 because we have 1 kilometer in each direction. So yeah, it's a 2 by 2 by 2. So let's go ahead and create a new plot. Now the closer we are to the jump gate, the more pricey the plot. Let me see, we can go down to 8,000 credits. I think what I will do is I think we can build it here. We have plenty of money for this. I can basically buy it right here. We can afford it quite easily, but obviously building a station right in front of the jump gate is not ideal. So for now, I think here should be alright. Yeah, 24,000 it is. Let's go for it. Okay, now we do have the plot already, but right now it is not licensed. To avoid any conflict with the local authorities, we need to actually buy the license, so 24,000 it is. And we have a station plot. Let's go ahead and start building the station. Ideally, we should build it in this view so we can see the surrounding area. So let me see. Oh, right, I didn't buy the big docking module. Right now, if I build this place, we can only build it in a way that will only accept small and medium ships. But you know what? No, wait, we do have the big docking module. Okay, that's fine. But it is way too big. Okay. We need to extend the station footprint. Yeah, let's do it. So, Grand Exchange 4 factory. This one needs to be a little bit wider in this direction. So that is going to be, yeah, the x-axis. And there we go. Now it is viable. I would like it to be relatively central. So, looks okay, I think. Yeah, I think this is pretty much central. Okay, next up, let's move it all the way up to the edge like this, and I would like to have a yeah, a standard docking bay right behind it. Maybe have it rotated this way. Yeah. Okay, so L and XL ships can dock on the pier, and small and medium ships can dock in the docking area. Now, obviously, that is not going to be enough for everything. And I just remember that we still need to have solid storage. Okay, I will take care of that in the next episode. For now, let's just have 2 container storages, and that's going to be a good start. What's the deal? Maybe this way? For some reason it doesn't want to attach. Is it because of the ear? I think so. Okay, let me just take a look. There we go. Yeah, I enabled overlapping. Technically this is clipping into the docking module, but you know what? It doesn't really, so I think I will accept it. Copy this one. We are going to have 2 of these. That's great. And let's just have a cross module for now. Here. And a silicon wafer production facility right here, attached there. Can I do it? Oh, it has to be on top. There. But now it is clipping into the docking module. Okay, I think I will leave it here for now. We'll continue with this in the next episode. Remove this one and remove this one. In fact, just remove everything except for the docking modules. This is going to be a start. Yeah, we'll worry about the rest later. So we just need to confirm what we have, and this is going to be our start of the station. It will require 2 million just to build these. Yeah. As I said, building a station is not cheap. The biggest expenditure is going to be the pier. In fact, tell you what, I will remove the pier and I will keep the docking module for now. Confirm, and that's only going to be 180,000. A lot more friendly. We will worry about the big ships once we have the money. Okay, can I have a builder in the area, please? No. Okay, fine. As I've said, I will deal with the rest of this in the next episode. For now, we really need to say goodbye because, oh jeez, we are way over time. All that is left to say is that thank you for watching. If you like the video, you can leave a like, leave a comment, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you want. If you would like to support me a little bit more, you can do so by clicking the join button and becoming a channel member, which will give you an early and ad-free access to these videos. And once again, thank you for watching and thank you very much for your support. I will see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.